Hi friends, yesterday we discussed about Microsoft will provide high availability and better redundancy to their clients. Uh, in that part we saw that Microsoft availability zones. Today we will discuss about same another method how they are providing their high availability to their clients. Now we will discuss that. Today we are discussing about the availability set. In shortcut we will call it as a AV set. Where we will get this AV set? When we are creating Azure virtual machine, there is option, availability option is there. From there we will get this availability set. We will show in the portal in the end of this video. Today now what is availability set? Availability set is logically grouping of our VMs. Availability set one while creating VM, it is logically grouping of our VMs. What are there in the availability set? It will group at one place. Okay, that because of we are using availability set, Microsoft will understood that this is a high level application. They want to provide high availability and better redundancy. On the same topic, Microsoft will recommending that two or more VMs should be in availability set. When there are two or three VMs in their availability set, they will provide as per their SLA. 99.95% SLA should be provided by Microsoft Azure while we are using our VMs in a availability set. Now we will discuss how availability set will work. Where this activity is performing, this activity is performing, and this is a data center. Inside data center, what we have? Inside data center we have racks. At the rack level we are performing this availability set. This logically this is grouping our VMs. This is a rack what we will call in availability set. What it will do, it will assign fault domain and update domain to our VMs. Availability set will assign fault domain and update domain to our VMs. What is fault domain? Fault domain is nothing but a rack. There is no need to any update, means patching activity. There is not required anything. What is update domain? Update domain is nothing but a host where our VM are running. That is called update domain. This is update domain. On update domain only our VM will run. On update domain our VM will run. You think in availability set we have two options. One is fault domain, one is update domain. The fault domain we have three fault domains. Defaultly we have three fault domains. Three fault domains in Azure availability set. Three fault domains in, and update domains we have 20 update domains. You think these three fault domains are connected to same power supply and same network. Same power supply, same network. You have to think this one. Okay, this is these three fault domains, means these three tracks are connected at same power supply and same network. Power and network. If you think we want 20 VMs, there is no update domain, we will create 20 VMs on rack 1. Yeah, fault domain 1 means here we have 20 VMs. You think like this, we have 20 VMs. Once by the cause of anything the power cut is happening here, the fault domain will down, means all 20 VMs will be in down state. Means our application where we are providing high availability, there is no availability. There is no high availability when fault domain will down. For that purpose the Microsoft is using horizontally patching activity on update domains. Update domain is nothing but host. Host means where our VM is running, they will perform patching activity. Why Microsoft also performing patching activity? We will perform our patching activity on our VMs to up to date. Same like to maintain in infrastructure way, they will also perform some monthly or whenever they required, they will perform patching activity on their infrastructure. For to get good high availability, they are doing horizontal patching only. Horizontal patching means they will, this is update domain 1. In rack 2 they are creating update domain 2, not in rack 1. This is rack 2. This is update domain 3. Update domain 3, where they are creating in a fault domain 3. Okay, like this they are creating. If you think that update domain is fault, fd1 is got failed, our application will get closed. No, that application is running from update domain 2 instance, otherwise 3 instance. There is no any downtime is required. There is no any application down is here. You understood? Now we have one requirement, how these VMs are uh, creating in this update domain. We will see fault domain. The client is asking about 6 VMs, 6 VMs, 3 fault domains. Okay, he wants 6 VMs in 3 fault domains in 6 update domains. We will see how Microsoft will, when we are putting this requirement in availability set, how they will build our application in backend. We will see now. Okay, logically how they are doing. This is our data center. Inside the data center we have rack. Again we have fault domain. How many fault domains we have? 3 fault domains defaultly. Client also said I want to use 3 fault domains. Okay, then how many fault update domains we have? We want 6 update domains, because we have 6 VMs. Up to 20 fault domains we will take, not only 6. We will use 20 fault domains for 6 VMs also. It will manage up to what requirement it will use, otherwise it will hold it. Okay, now in this you will see first VM will create, where the first VM will create. This is fd1, this is ud1, means update domain. The first VM where it will create, tell me. The first VM will create fd1 and ud1. The second VM will create in fd2, ud2, fd2, ud2. This is ud2. The third VM will create here only. The fourth VM, it will come to here. Fourth VM come to here. Fifth VM is here. Sixth VM is here. When Microsoft decided to perform patching activity, one more thing, friends. Microsoft will perform only one update domain for patching at a time. They don't perform all update domains at a time. They will take only one update domain and they will update their patching activities. Then when, if they will performing horizontal updation, if you think this update domain 1 get failed, fault domain also failed, there is no any application downtime required, it is automatically taking from fault domain 2. You understood this? I think it is very clear. The Microsoft is providing very better, here in fault domain also we have two types. If you select manage disk, there is option for manage disk. We will see in the portal. If you select manage disk, some of the regions have 3 fault domains, but some of the regions have only 2 fault domains, but update domains are 20. If you using manage disk, the high availability SLA is very high, 99.99% in availability zone. Okay, we will see that availability SLAs also in some other video. Now we will go to the portal, and how we will create this availability set we will show you. I will show you here. Okay, this I said where we will get this option, availability options. You see this one, availability options are here. You see here availability zone, availability set, VM scale set we will discuss later. This is no infrastructure redundancy. Okay, there is no infrastructure, means only single VM you want to create, you will select this one. Here we are using availability set. Okay, availability set will come here. How we will create availability set? Now I will show you how to create availability set. What is fault domain, what is update domain, we just now only we discussed. Nothing friends, fault domain is nothing but a rack, update domain is nothing but a host, means updates are required every time, that is called update domain. Now here you see, this is fault domain. How many sorry, this is fault domain. How many fault domains? I said default we have 3 fault domains. Okay, means 3 racks, we are selecting 3 racks. How many update domains we have? Default 5, up to 20 we will select. Okay, up to 20 we will select. You understood this one? We have fault domain 3 and update domain 20. I said manage disk. When you select manage disk, some of the regions, this is East US, come to Central India. Central India. Come to South India. These should be automatically updated. Fault domains in South India, we have fault domains. How many? Only 2 fault domains. As per the region, these will change. If you select manage disk, it will change. If you are not selecting manage disk, all regions have only 3 fault domains. Okay, what is the benefit of selecting this uh, manage disk and unmanaged disk? Where we will select? Same again, when we are creating VM, there we have in the there we have OS disk types. If you select as premium SSD, the SLA is very high, 99.96%. When you select standard SSD, 99.96%. If you select standard HDD, then 95% of SLS is there. I'll show you how this is. In the next phase, this is a disk. Disk, the types are premium SSD, standard SSD, standard HDD. As per this also they are providing SLAs. I think you remember this one. It is very easy and very important also. In every interview they will ask what is availability set, why you will using availability set, how many fault domains are there, how many update domains are there in all the regions, availability set, how many fault domains are there, all the regions. Without managed disk, 3 fault domains are there. With managed disk, some of the regions only 3 fault domains are there, but update domains are 20. How many we required, we will select. How Microsoft is performing update domain activity, means patching activity horizontally, it is performing the patching activity. This is all under backend, they will take care. But we, what we will do, we will create one availability set and we will put our machines and availability set. When we putting our VMs in availability set, then Microsoft will know this is a high availability and high scalability application. We want to provide the better SLAs for this. Okay, you understood friends? Now we will see the documentation part, how we set just now, how availability set work. Okay, what is availability set? Availability set is a logical grouping of VMs. When we are putting some VMs, it is combining and paste and creating at one location only, na? That is called as a grouping. You understood, na? Grouping of VMs. How Microsoft will understood, we want these servers are in very high redundancy and high availability required. When we are putting these servers in a availability set. Okay, how the what is the SLA of this availability set? 99.95% as for the Azure. One more thing, there is no cost required for, there is no cost for availability set. The cost based on which one? Resource, means VM, how much size VM you are creating, what family of VM you are creating, on that only they are giving billing part. there is no any cost for availability set and availability zone also. You remember this one, okay? This is a very important point. Someone will ask, what is the cost of Azure availability set? There is no cost of for availability set and availability zone also, okay? The cost will be depend on your VM size, okay? Update domain and fault domain. Understood? Update domain indicates that group of virtual VMs, how many virtual VMs and hardware need to be reboot. Means I said now, when patching activity performing, sometimes reboot is required, at least one time reboot is required, okay? That's why they are doing what type of activity? Horizontal activity. Now I explained already, fault domain 0, fault domain 1, fault domain 2. There are 6 VMs required. They are not creating 1 2 in a same fault domain. They are creating 1 in a fault domain 0, 2 VM in a fault domain 1, third VM in a fault domain 2. They are creating as a horizontal. You understood, friends? If you have any doubts, any queries, please let me ask in the comment section, okay? I already shown this one in a from the portal, update domains and fault domains, okay? Yeah, thank you, friends. Thank you for the support. If up to now we covered 3 topics. One is how to create free account, means it is a single time activity. Once you created, there is nothing to do anything, just login and performing your activities only. Second thing, what is subscription, what is resource, what above the subscription, what we have management group. After that, what we discussed, availability zone. Inside that availability zone, what we discussed today, we discussed about the availability set. When you are repeatedly studying and practicing this thing, then only you will remember. One quotation is very important here, that is, repetition is a mother of learning. Please remember these words. Please repeat. Daily repeat, weekly repeat, monthly repeat is very useful for anything you remember. Okay, thanks, friends. If you have any queries, please let me ask in the comment section.